I'm Sadie.
Matt.
And we are part of the Hope Sussex project. You guys might have heard about it. I've been interviewed by this lovely gentleman before. And we are an amazing home education hub. And we have some beautiful land. We have 300 acres and classrooms. And we basically welcome awake home educating families to come and join us and bring their children and themselves to our lovely site and join in with some of our brilliant classes that are going on.
Lots of people that come to see us have got their own stories of the reason why they become awoken in the first place and have realised that the state and state education is no place for children anymore. It is there solely, as far as we're concerned, to indoctrinate children into just becoming people that are just going to do what they're told as young adults.
Compliant citizens.
Compliant citizens, we don't want that. We believe in freedom, we believe in autonomy, we believe in having the right to go out into this world as free, sovereign human beings and discovering. And that forms the core, the nucleus of what we teach.
Yeah, we really have a real strong ethos at Hope for teaching children critical thinking skills, to question everything. And particularly if it's come from a certain place, why has it come from there? Why are we being told to do that? Why are we being told that certain viewpoint from history? Are there other potential viewpoints? And that's really, really important. We're building something very new, something the government don't like. We need a completely new society really for our community of people. I don't want to, we don't want our children to grow up in a society like this. We need something very new for them.
I mean, we're looking at a situation now where schools have become so toxified and they're trying to push a narrative into our children's minds that is so wholly unnatural. Like, for example, having head teachers stand up in front of their children and say to children there's over 150 different genders, as if being a child isn't a confusing and a frustrating enough situation to be told that is insane. And we're not putting up with that. We believe in a more of a natural way of teaching, a way of teaching whereby you have older kids that are teaching and learning along with younger children, where the two work off each other. The younger kids raise their game for the older guys, and the older guys, they support and raise up the younger kids. That's how our ancestors learn, and that is what forms, again, part of the nucleus of what we are, what we believe at Hope.
Absolutely. I mean, our current education system is based on a wholly Victorian model still. It hasn't really changed that much, in 150 years at all. And we really are doing something very, very different and unique at Hope Sussex. And I think the main thing is that anybody watching who, likes what they hear, who likes their children to be in a different kind of setting other than school, is that you can do it. Home education isn't something you can only do if you're a teacher yourself. You feel like you don't have that skill set. You absolutely can. We are all lifelong learners. We haven't stopped learning as adults, and you can learn alongside your children. Expose your children to other viewpoints. You can do it. And if it's a case of work and things like that, try and find your community, find your tribe with you who can support you with that, and try and maybe think of, other ways to work. I mean, that's easy for me to stand here and say.
It can be quite daunting when you consider homeschooling. You think, wow, I'm going to take my kid out of state education. Am I going to get it right? What am I going to do? Where are the support groups? Well, we're here and we're happy to support wherever we can. That is how we build community. That is how we build a massive family of home-educated, wide-awake people. And it is directly in the face of a system that wants generations of fearful people. We're not having fearful people. They can take their fear and they can do what they like with it. We don't buy into that. We do not comply to fear and insanity at Hope Sussex. Not happening.
No, absolutely not. And on our website, hopesussex.co.uk, we've got lots of resources to help support parents for removing their children from the school system. So all it requires is one letter to the head teacher, and we have a template letter on there, and then we're there to help you and guide you and support you with whatever that may be. And you know, we welcome people to get in touch with us, to come over and see the kinds of things we offer, come and meet the children, come and meet the tutors that are there, you know, and see what you feel you get for the place.
And one thing people are going to realise themselves when they eventually take that step and homeschool is how many of us there actually are. How many wide awake, home educating families out there. There are loads and loads of us. And it's an epiphany when you suddenly realise, wow, it's all there for me. I can give my children so much more than being squashed into a box that the state want them in to comply. Not happening. Not happening.
Absolutely. I mean, I've worked in primary. I've said this numerous times, you know, in different interviews. But you know, I had 10 years working in primary schools, and I saw what it does to children. And it squashes children into a box. It teaches children to comply. It teaches children to only do things for a reward. It teaches children to be scared for getting things wrong, because fearful, so they get sent to the head teacher. You know, it's all about that. That is what the school system is doing. That is why the government found it so easy to bring in restrictions for the general population, and the general population were quite willing, you know, to just go along with it and not question it at all.
Because they were told, and they had learnt that throughout their schooling. When you are told by authority, you must comply. And so when they were told, this is how you must act, they did so willingly. And they know, the system knows, that what we are planning and what we are doing now is in the direct face of that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would urge anybody who feels like us, you know, who's protested for the last 2 years, who feels very strongly against what the government have done and their agendas, to think very hard about home education and to think whether actually is this a viable alternative for my child to do. You know, it may be just removing your child from primary school. It may be taking your child because they haven't transitioned well from primary into secondary and they're having a really miserable time. Remove them. You can do secondary teaching from home. There is lots and lots of resources and support out there for teaching from home, you know, and we have tutors at Hope Sussex who will also tutor at secondary age level as well. So, you know, it definitely can be done. And I would almost go as far to say that we have almost a duty to do this for our children, because we owe our children the absolute best level of education that we can give them. And I don't feel that the school system at the moment, under the governments that we have and the consecutive, you know, governments that we've had, you know, for the last 150 years, none of them have done our children, you know, a good service. They have done us a disservice, and we owe it to our children to do right by them, to give them an absolutely decent education. And we owe it to, you know, all the people that we've surrounded ourselves with in the last 2 years. You know, the community that we've built, the communities that we are still building now.
The awake community, it's made up of such a wide range of different people with different skill sets. You've got people who are welders, who are builders. You've got more academic people. You've got teachers as well, and you've got all these different elements that can be added into the mix that can give our children a real opportunity. And the opportunity is now. It's waiting.
Yeah, if you have a skill, you've got an interest, a passion, something you've really studied, you know, get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you. Maybe it's something you can offer, you know, and it would be great to, you know, to hear from those tutors. And we urge people to go on our website and do an inquiry. That would be amazing to hear from you, definitely. Yeah. I think we're going to wrap this up now. But thank you so much for listening, guys. Thank you.
God bless,
from us,
man.
Matt and Sadie
God
from
bless.
Hope Sussex. Thank you.